Welcome to the Just Us Three podcast
Just you, just me,
and the baby. Oh,
Let's get into it, y'all. He's a paid actor.
You like that,
right
fat
now.
man?
What's so funny, sugar?
Well, y'all, this is our very first podcast, as you can tell.
Yep.
We want to talk about a lot of things, being first-time parents and things. Postpartum, things we've learned,
Pregnancy.
things we're going to look forward to.
Mental
just a lot of
health.
things, and have different episodes on different topics, things like that. But first and foremost, I'm Nigel,
Mariel.
and
Just call me mommy. Huh.
And this is
Amir.
Yeah.
AKA AK. And Mir.
And fat man.
And fat boy.
Yeah, and fat boy. And what do you call him, Suge?
Sugar.
Yeah. But how do you feel being a mom?
I love it. I definitely feel like this is something that I was put on this earth to do, is be a mother and be a wife. Stay at home mom at that. It's amazing. He agrees. It's amazing, but postpartum is not for the weak. How do you feel being a dad?
It was definitely different. I enjoy being a dad, don't get me wrong. It was
It's just a new world, huh?
Yeah, it's a different world. A lot of things change. Sleep schedules change for sure. I mean, that's guaranteed with anybody becoming a new parent.
I seen a meme that said, "Just me and my little 3 hours of sleep against the world."
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna say my little 3 hours. I think you let me go to sleep because I have work, so I get a good amount of sleep. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, it's just the fact of like when you're sleeping. Like for me, okay, like yeah, I know you let me sleep, but like I'm still waking up.
Right.
Like I'm waking up and I'm looking at him or I'm looking at you and I'm like, dang, like every couple of nights I randomly reach off the bed trying to catch him, thinking I'm dropping him, and he's on the other side of me.
I have no idea why you do that either, and I don't ever notice you do it.
Yeah, like it's literally for a split second. I do it, I reach, and I'm like, who am I reaching for?
He thinks daddy's so funny.
And then I'm just like, all right, he's on the other side of me. Let me go back to sleep. I'm tripping right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool being a dad. A lot of things change. It's a different type of love for sure.
It is.
Like 100%. Like I'm not even one of those big like lovey-dovey type people, but it's different for sure.
Yeah,
once
really
kids come into the picture,
you
for
could
sure.
love someone this much, you know?
Yeah, like it's crazy,
because
bro.
It's like I love my partner, but when you and your partner love someone so hard,
see, to me, it feels like the honeymoon phase of like when you're in high school, or when we were in high school, we had a honeymoon phase, and like people, like that phase you get into, like nothing's wrong, there's no care in the world. Yeah, like I care about this like that's how it feels to me, a honeymoon phase. But I mean, everything has its ups and downs, aka the sleep schedules are down, but I mean, other than that,
it's all worth it.
Yeah, I love being in it. Yeah, it's very worth it. But yeah, how I became a dad was pretty crazy though. You want to talk about that?
What do you mean?
Your birth story and 5 a.m. and
we have to like back it up to like 2 years ago when we started trying to, because
yeah, we can go there. Yeah,
it took like a lot, because like for a long time, we got married young, and they say, oh, don't get married young, or when you get married young, it's like, oh, you're marrying her because she's pregnant, right? Like we got that question a lot.
Oh yeah, we
like,
did.
Everyone thought we were getting married
we
because I was pregnant,
did.
and then like little do you know,
Yeah.
And like I've learned, and like as a woman, you don't ask a woman, so when are you gonna have babies? Because you don't know what they're battling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know.
Right,
baby.
fat man.
And so for a while we were, just married, living together, and I was not on birth control anymore. I was just trying to cleanse my system. We're
Yeah.
living together, we're married. You know what I'm saying? So then there was a point in time where we were kind of like, dang, like, why am I not pregnant? And after like a year of that, I was like, I want to have a baby. And he was like, okay, like, let's try. Let's try to
Yeah.
have a baby.
It wasn't no
And
like conflict in that. It was just like, all right,
let's just
cool.
see if it
Let's do it.
happens. And so another year went on, and this is going on. Eventually made 2 years. I need to make him a bottle.
Good.
I'll come back. Okay, so
Yeah.
where did I leave off?
You
Trying to get pregnant,
trying.
wondering like why. Well, wondering like why I wasn't pregnant. And so we were like, okay, like, let's try. So
He letting these people know
I promise he gets fed.
they don't feed me.
So it went on for a while, and I went to see an OB, and she was like, okay,
Who's your
well,
OB?
at the time.
You're right.
So I went and seen a local OB, kind of around where we live, and she was like, okay, so how long have you been off of birth control, like this, that, and the third. So we go into detail with all that, and I tell her, and she's like, oh, okay, so like your body's pretty cleansed, let's see if you have PCOS or endometriosis. And come to find out, I had a cyst on one of my ovaries, and she removed it. I had like a minor procedure done to like kind of like clean my system out and stuff. And I don't really want to go into a lot of detail about that. Now, if you want me to, we can do another video on that. But so I did that minor procedure, and I started a fertility medicine called Clomid. I had the procedure in January of 23.
Yeah, I was 23. Yeah.
I started the fertility medicine in February.
You couldn't drink like
Yeah,
coffee
I
and
couldn't have
things like that.
caffeine. I had to like change my diet. I couldn't have alcohol, which, I mean, we don't really drink like that anyway, but I had to like kind of be cautious of what I ate too, like just, your body's your temple, what you put in your body is what you get out of it. So I started that medicine in February. You can only do like 2 rounds of the medicine, but she was gonna let me do 4 because I started on a low dose at first. I got pregnant on 100 milligrams, so I did 50 in February, 50 in March, 100 in April, and I found out I was pregnant May 3rd. So I ended up only needing 3 rounds of it, and whole pregnancy we went 7 months having a little girl.
Oh yeah.
And we were having a boy. I found out 2 days before our baby shower. We had a gender reveal for a
Yeah.
girl.
So the gender reveal was crazy. The gender reveal is actually on our TikTok. What's our TikTok? Just Us Three McCoys, I believe it is.
Yeah. Just
On
us
that
three.
TikTok,
If
if
you
you search
can't
for
find it, yeah, or you can use just the McCoy's handle too.
yeah. If you scroll down a little bit, it was sometime in July.
Yeah, July.
Yeah, it was July time, and you see the cannons pop, and it's pink, and we're happy.
Which we were happy with whatever, but you go
Yeah,
this whole first time pregnancy, the experience of trying to get pregnant, all these things, first
yeah.
times this, first times that,
Name picked out. Like we had names picked out before we even knew what it
personalization,
was.
everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
everything was personalized with the name that we were using. And come to find out, we're having a boy, still just as happy, but you get attached to a gender. You go your whole pregnancy thinking that that's what you're having, and
Yeah. And you get attached.
and
I got attached for sure. I think we both did.
yeah, but like now, granted, I cried when I found out the gender was changing, but it wasn't necessarily because like, oh my god, I'm having a boy. It was just like, what the heck, like not only was I seeing a regular OB out of town, I was seeing a high risk specialist
Specialist,
because I
yeah.
had open heart surgery. Like I had not super bad underlying health conditions, but just they had to be cautious. I don't even know if they could have heard any of that, but he was covering the mic.
I'm pretty sure I heard it.
But like I was saying, he's having a blast. I was seeing a high risk specialist because I had open heart surgery when I was younger. So they were just checking baby's heart, and they were making sure that she at the time, but he was okay. And come to find out, like, the high risk specialist tells us all these things about the baby's gender, makes it seem like there's so much wrong and all
Mm-hmm.
these things, and like they kind of scare us. And I will say that my first pregnancy, the experience was wild. Like, I loved being pregnant. I would not have changed it for the world, but I mean, something super tragic happened while I was pregnant too. Like, it's just, I don't think that we could have, experienced anything more rough during my pregnancy. Like, with all the experiences and everything we went through, it was
Yeah.
wild.
It,
But
it was a really crazy experience because the specialist was telling us like, oh, it's a girl, like showing us what is it? Not sonograms, the
ultrasound.
ultrasounds. I don't know why I think it's sonograms, but um, showing us the ultrasounds and stuff like that, and was like I'm seeing boy, but
And mind
you're
you,
telling us it's a girl. It's just like,
my
come
entire
on.
pregnancy, we'd get an ultrasound, and it was like beautiful ultrasounds. Like, technology now is crazy. So, like, every
Yeah.
time we got an ultrasound, we're seeing, a face, details, everything. And they're like, oh my gosh, we think it's a boy. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. It's still a girl. So, when I was 16 weeks pregnant, I asked for blood work, and my high risk specialist was like, you don't need it. Like, it's clear as day that it's a girl. Well, when I made 31 weeks, I found out it was a boy because the tech was like, I'm so sorry, but the baby has testicles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It
he
was
couldn't
pretty
even
crazy.
come to that appointment. So I was there with his godmom, like freaking out, calling him, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And she was like, well, you don't need to freak out yet. You don't need to change anything. You just need to postpone your baby shower. And
No,
I
I
was
came
like,
to that
no.
right there by Sonic.
Yeah, you came to that ultrasound, but when I found out that the gender changed, and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I was, bro.
he was at work.
No, I wasn't. I was here. I was at home sleep. You woke me up.
No,
You
babe,
called
that's when
me.
I got the blood work. I'm talking about whenever we originally got the news when we were out of town at that doctor. We weren't together. His godmom came, and I
Saying,
called you, and when I was like, they're saying that they think it might be a boy, and you were like, no way.
oh,
You
okay,
one
yeah,
appointment
yeah,
I
yeah,
come to,
yeah,
I don't come
yeah.
to,
You're right. You're right.
because he had to save it at the very end of my pregnancy. The birth story. Oh my god, we have to save that for another video.
Yeah.
Um, at the very end of my pregnancy, he would only come to like appointments if I need him to drive me or whatever. But if his godmom could come,
Oh, son.
he just saved his time at work because he wanted to make sure he had enough vacation time to take off with us when we first had baby.
His neck okay?
So, um, so yeah. The long story short, the high risk doctors you would think would be a little bit more informative, but I mean, things happen such as life, but it's just wild to me that you're a high risk doctor and you have all this fancy technology. And I mean, we've seen the baby's genitals in 4D.
Yeah,
4D. And
yeah.
she's like, nope,
Like
that's
you,
just a swollen lady part.
like
And we're
4D
like,
is
and when
crazy.
we seen that, me and him both just kind of looked at each other like, that's really swollen. But we went
Like
on about
real
our day.
swollen.
We went on about our day, and we were like, she's a doctor. She gets paid for this. She practices medicine, not
Yeah,
us.
yeah. But I mean, of course, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But everything turned out fine.
Nobody's perfect, but he sure is.
But yeah, it was crazy when she had found out it was a boy.
Yeah.
I was asleep right here.
Yeah,
You
so
woke me
I
up.
guess I should like go into detail and explain that. We found out at the doctor's office that it was possibly a boy at that ultrasound. She would not confirm it for me. So they did blood work, but mind you, the baby shower was 2 days later. The blood work wasn't going to be back for 7 days. So I came all the way home to where we live, and we went and paid like 100, 200 something dollars, 100 something dollars to have blood work done the next day. Results back the next day. And so we paid for that, and I was hanging out with my mom. We were at Walmart getting last minute baby shower stuff, and my mom, I'm like with her in Walmart, and I'm like, they just text me. They just text me and told me that the results are in. And at this point, we really weren't sure what it was because the only way we would know for sure was the blood work. Because, like I said, the high risk specialist couldn't really confirm anything for us. And my mom was like, "Do you want to look at it?" And I was like, "I don't want to open it by myself." So I handed my mom my phone, and she was like, "Okay, you ready?" And she opened it and looked at it and was just like a blank stare on her face, like no emotion. So she didn't like have a reaction, and she let like me see it myself first. And I was like, "Call Nigel right now! I need you to call Nigel right now!" And I called him
Yeah.
and told him he was asleep at home.
Yeah, I
Because
was knocked
yeah,
out, bro. I was like,
and
what?
at this point, we had like, of course, not had our baby yet, but we were up all night. I was keeping him up because of how much pain I was in. Because like I knew at the end of my pregnancy, I should not have been in as much pain as I was, but like I was having those Braxton Hicks and labor pains early, and it was my first pregnancy, so I'm kind of just like, babe, like I'm experiencing this, I'm feeling this, you know, and we're just trying to make sure everything was normal. Whenever I called you, what was like your initial
I don't know. I was really just
trying to wake up?
yeah, I was trying to wake up and like for me, I'm not gonna lie, it was heartbreaking. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. It was heartbreaking because for me it was like the whole time I was going like, dang, daddy's little girl, daddy's little girl. You know, like I want her to be daddy's little girl. You know, I'm gonna have my girls. And like for the longest, I
Go
kept
for it,
saying her
Papa.
name when I would met. I mean, we knew it was a boy, of course, but for the longest, after we found out, I kept saying her name and for him, talking about him, and I would
Yeah.
go, oh, like damn, like I had a custom necklace and things like that. So when I took the necklace off, it was kind of heartbreaking. Um, but eventually, I was just like, don't get me wrong. In the beginning, I was like, you know, I just want a healthy baby. I want a healthy baby, but I got attached to it like being a girl. You
Yeah.
know, I got attached to that.
And I will say we adapted quickly. Like we weren't
Yeah,
like
hundred
baby this,
percent.
baby that, baby this, baby that. We called baby by her name. So, you know, you go 7 months doing that, 6 months doing that.
Yeah,
We got accustomed to like you know saying her name. So once we picked his name and we started saying it, it was like no problem getting used to. And we like don't take it the wrong way, love him more than anything in this world, but
yeah,
you just have to understand like you kind of have to go through I guess what we went through to kind of you know feel where we're coming from, but he literally could not be more perfect. Like he is
yeah.
our
Like once I sat back
my saving grace.
and I was like, all right, I'm having a boy. Like I don't gotta learn nothing new, you know. But I was just like, okay, I'm having a boy. This gonna be lit. Like this gonna be lit. We gonna rough house. You know what I'm saying? We gonna tear up the house. Not literally, but you know this is gonna be fun. You know, because that's just how I seen it. But
Yeah.
it was heartbreaking at first. But then when I really sat back and like thought about it, I was like, yeah,
We'll always have a story to tell,
this
you
is gonna
know.
be lit. Yeah, it's a crazy story, and even crazier story. I was the same way. So my mom went the whole pregnancy thinking I was a girl. They kept saying, "Oh, he's a girl, he's a girl, he's a girl." Pink, pink everything, pink
Poor
clothes.
thing, you came home sleeping in a pink
Yeah,
bassinet.
pink bassinet, pink car seat. I popped out, boy. And the crazy part is that this could have been the same situation for us because we could have been like, "Oh, this like if the doctor if her specialist didn't be like I think it's a boy. Like if we didn't go see a specialist, when he popped out, he would have had pink everything. So like, I mean, at the same time, that's why I'm grateful for the specialist. Like, even though like she didn't go with her gut and go with what she knew, I'm still grateful because that kept us on our toes.
Yeah.
So when things did switch up, and I'm grateful for his godparents because they was quick on it, and her mother because they was quick on it. Like I couldn't be more grateful for that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I will say that we kept his godmom on her toes the whole pregnancy.
yeah, probably like
Like, seriously.
especially towards the end because I was
Yeah.
on my toes. I was running, leaving work. Everybody, She in labor. Like, nah,
we'll
I don't
save
know
that for
yet.
another
Oh
video.
yeah.
We'll get into like that breastfeeding, all that in another video. But
Yeah. It was crazy towards the end, bro. Like, I mean, cause I'm surprised I didn't start losing hair.
I will say everything happens for a reason though, and backtrack to when I said we had something super tragic happen to my family during my pregnancy. I know that my stepdad sent him to me. He said all of my pregnancy that he was here for, he said, I'm telling you, you're having a boy. You're having a boy. You're
Yeah.
having a boy. You're having a boy. He told me that. And he's not here, so I know he sent him to me. Everything happens for a reason. God knew what he was doing. And so we named him after my dad.
Do you see yourself having more kids?
I'll have a million more
like
babies.
a million more is crazy. like how many?
Okay, so
I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
I definitely want one, of course. We have one. I want two for sure. I don't want my baby to grow up alone. You know, and if something ever happens to either of us, I want my baby to have
somebody.
Yeah. I will have three, and I would have a fourth accident if it happened. Because you know how me and birth control, we don't get along.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but I'm not against it, but
I think I'm maxed out at 2.
Really? That's fine with me.
I mean, but then again, I don't know what the future holds. Yeah. Things happen. But right now, I'm maxed out at 2, bro. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I always said I wanted 3.
I will say this. I think our minds will change. Like, if baby number 2 is a boy, I feel like we would try for baby number 3 because we'd get lucky with it. Usually, you know, you get lucky on the 3rd time.
That'd be crazy.
What? 3
straight boys?
That's something that would happen to me. With the way our birth and pregnancy and life has been, I will not expect anything less.
Yeah, life the past year and a half has been like,
and
wow.
Please bleep this out. 2023 kicked mine and my family's like grabbed me by the hand, drug us through the mud, and spanked me from January to December.
It had me in the first. I feel like it had us in the first half. Like,
yeah,
this is gonna be this is gonna be a good year.
Yeah, mid year,
3rd quarter, literally 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wrapped my hair around their hand and drug me in.
Oh boy.
I'm talking about. Oh, you didn't think it was gonna happen to you? Bow, it happened.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't think that? Next, it's happening.
Yeah, 3rd quarter was bad.
Your falling apart now. Watch this. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah. 4th quarter wasn't bad, but like the 4th quarter of the year wasn't bad.
If you know us, you know.
But because that's when Amir came into our life. But
yeah, I will say he's made a world of a difference.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us needed him. Like our heart truly needed him.
Yeah. But yeah. You got anything else you want to say?
Questions, comments, anything else you want to know? Comment down below.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about what do you want to talk about next podcast? What? Your birth story? Yeah, I'm ready to talk about that. I'm not gonna lie.
God.
Woo, that was like bro, like.
You want me to have you on your toes? Come have a seat.
Yeah, Jesus.
Tune in next video.
Yeah. Next video for sure. Cause yeah.
Well, like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, for more videos. Cause they will be coming. We don't what?
1 a week.
Yeah, probably 1 a week, maybe 2.
Yep.
2 a week. But make sure you don't miss that next one.
Please don't miss.
Don't miss that next one.
And follow my personal TikTok, his personal TikTok. Follow our TikTok, and
they'll be in the description. Sure.
Thank y'all for watching Just Us 3 podcast.
Bye, y'all. Thank you for watching